for me. Work for
Hello
me.
everybody, it is Christine. It is time for me to do a layout that's a week late. So the layout I was supposed to have done that I just frankly ran out of time for before we headed off to my daughter's wedding was my bestie Miss Tara's 1,000 subscriber hop. And I told her I would do this and I tried to get it done. I'm sorry, Tara, but she's so sweet. She probably forgives me. I'm just making an assumption I shouldn't, but I'm going to do this anyway because I did tell her I would do it. And so basically, don't forget, guys, to check down below to go check out her channel. She's wonderful. She does a lot of coordinating of all of the various hops and things. So please make sure you check her out. She, for her hop, is doing a recipe challenge. Now, again, I'm late. So I think she's already done this giveaway. So my apologies. If you're watching me and you're like, darn it, I wish I could have done. You're welcome to go back to her video and see, because I am a week late. I don't know when she actually did the giveaway. I know that you had to comment on her video. I can't tell for certain when the actual giveaway happened. So anyways, the recipe is stitching, hand, machine, or faux, because she stitches and she's phenomenal. Your favorite color, my favorite color, I'll tell you in a second. Buttons. Oh shoot, you guys, I gotta get some buttons. September Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog mood board, and I'll show you that in a second. And flowers. Okay, so that's what she wants us to use as our recipe. I'm gonna have to go looking for some other things. This is the mood board. Okay, so you can kind of see this pretty color palette. It's got this kind of a smoky gray. You got a green, blue, yellow, and an orange. And it's got these pretty, like, there's like a photo strip and everything like that. Uh-oh. Y'all, that's the cats. Oh dear. Yeah. Sorry about that. Y'all watch me at all, you'll know that's not an unusual occurrence. Okay, so what I pulled out to go with the mood board is I have this. This was in my counterfeit kit, and obviously I'm behind on using this up anyways. This is a pretty piece of paper. It has the blue, has some yellow. It's probably not as vibrant or saturated as the yellow in the mood board, but I think it's okay because it is an ombre color. So we'll start with this. My favorite color is actually like a coral. I don't know that this is really coral. This is probably more of a, well, I don't know. It's close. You know, it's not too far off. I do like this color. So, and it kind of goes with the flower. My daughter, this picture of my daughter, by the way, she's holding like this hibiscus here. And I think the color goes really well. So we're going to pretend that's coral. If it's not, sorry, it's close enough. So we're going to use that. I also pulled out this little chipboard piece here. It's kind of a smoky gray. So we'll see if I can use that. I have this yellow strip. I don't think I'm going to use it. I think it might be too saturated, although it kind of goes with that. So we will see. I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. I have some butterflies that are cut out. The purple won't go, but there are kind of these yellowy ones and orangey ones. So maybe, don't know. I pulled out this little, there's a hole or a pointy thing. It's not a needle. Well, I do have some needles. Pull those out too because I'm supposed to stitch. But I did pull out this thing with the pokey thing because I may use this to kind of help me be even. Y'all, the cats, I swear. My goodness. And then I've also pulled out, this is not in my kit, but I thought the colors would be kind of cool. It's this Stampendous embossing powder and elements. And I thought, what the heck? You know what? Maybe we'll try this because it's got the pretty blues. Might be fun. And I think what I might do is make like a textured piece behind. And then this may end up being like my photo mat and stuff like that. I have to think on that one just a minute. I gotta get my design squared away. I'm not 100% sure, other than I'm thinking I might use this stuff kind of here. And then for stitching, I haven't a clue yet. I gotta figure that out. I may also use this Shimmer's Paint Gold Digger because it's kind of the yellowy goldy stuff. So I may see if I use that. So that's kind of what I'm starting with, you guys. Let me do a little thinking here on what my exact design is gonna be and trim some stuff, and I'll be back on in a second. Okay, you guys, quick check-in. Because it's been a long time since I used embossing powder, and I was sitting here thinking, wait, how do I make this stick to the paper, you guys? I used to use this stuff all the time, so I'm having a brain melt. So I ran off and got my Versamark. So this is basically an ink that's clear. It's kind of like a glue ink. You know what, I say that. Hang on one second. Well, I thought maybe I had something that said glue ink in a pad, and I may have used to, but it's probably gone. So I'm going to try this. I really wanted a little bit organic, so I'm not certain. I did also pull out my glue pen. I don't want sharp lines, so I'm going to have to see if I can make this work. And I got to figure out my colors here too. Oh gosh, have I even used this, you guys? Look, that was $10. I don't know what that would cost today. And I haven't even opened it. How sad. How sad. This was hanging over there. I don't even know what made me look at it. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, your brain just kind of does a thing and I don't know. Let me get this open here. So I'm kind of wondering, let's see. So I love this. I think this is beautiful. See if that turns out. I think that's like golden blue. So what this stuff is, by the way, this is so old. I don't know if you can get anything like this anymore, but it has embossing powder built like inside these things with like little jewels and shiny things. I just don't know for certain. I cannot recall if they all have embossing powder. I want to say they might. Although this doesn't feel like it. I don't know. So, okay. Let me mess with these. I'm gonna stick what I think I'm gonna do is like just kind of like randomly do this. And like, I kind of want it to be organic. So we'll see what I get here. Let me put this down first. Oh, y'all, I don't have a little box. I hope this sticks, y'all. I do not know. It's been so long since I have really messed with embossing powder. I don't know. I just don't know. Am I doing this wrong? Probably. I used to like tap it and stuff, but I'm not certain that this isn't going to... I don't know what this is going to do, you guys. This is a total experiment at this point. Oh my goodness. And oh, by the way, the stitching, what I kind of decided I think I'm going to do is go around the edge, because it's kind of a neat little like interesting border looking thing. So I think I'm going to do that. So I need to also go get some, I think, yellow string. I'm going to see what I have over there. I'm pretty certain I have yellow. So there's this. Now, if I do my daughter's photo, what'd I do with that, y'all? I had a friend of mine make a comment that I'm a hot mess. And she was 100% correct. Oh, here it is. Okay, there's this. I don't want to use this there. I don't know if I use this at all. If I do this, and I do this, and I can also do this. And I can even take a white piece of cardstock on there. That's kind of pretty. What do y'all think? Yeah. Okay, let me do this stuff here. I'll go off camera and like speed it up and stuff, and we'll be back on in a minute. Well, you guys, I have not used embossing powder in a while, and the Versamark, I think it's old, and it didn't stick real good, and I sped that up because, frankly, I had that crap everywhere. It was all over my desk. It blew everywhere. That didn't work. My stitching went a little bit better. I did like a little back stitch thing. At least I think that's the name of it. I really don't know. I did it about, let's say, 3/4 of the way around. I didn't do all the way to the corners because I thought it looked kind of cool with just the upper right and lower left kind of stitching. That took me a little bit, so I had sped it up also. And then now I've got my photo. I've mounted it on white cardstock. I mounted on that little coral like pattern colored thing. And then I've got the blue. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wanted to distress the edges. I cannot find either one of my scupperators. And I have two. And they're always in my cart. And they're not in my cart. So I don't know where they are. So I use my scissors. So it's okay. I don't love using it that way because I tend to end up cutting an edge or something. It's okay. It works fine, but that's not what I wanted to use. So the next thing I did is I put foam underneath the photo because I did want to kind of lift it up on top of that mixed media there, that embossing powder. And then I pulled out that gold shimmers splash, I think is what it's called. And I put that in kind of a diagonal from the upper left to the lower right because it's kind of the main floral designs. Oh, wait, maybe this is where I'm getting the foam, actually. I do put foam underneath the picture, though. I will tell you that this layout, I think it turns out really pretty, but frankly, I struggled with it, and it took me a good long time. Some of it had to do with the embossing powder. I used the Versamark. Didn't stick real great, so then I tried some really old Stampin' Up! Embossing ink droplets or whatever. That didn't really work either. I ended up getting a glue pen and trying that. It just, I don't know, you guys. I just wasn't terribly successful. So, I mean, I think it looks okay in the end because I think you can, the embossing stuff is there. But I just feel like it's a little strangely discolored around the edges. And maybe that's okay because I did use the white with the gold in the middle. And then I used kind of the blue around the outside. And so maybe it looks intentional. I don't know. What do you guys think? So the next thing I'm going to do is I got these little butterflies. And I thought, okay, this is kind of the orange and yellow. And then there was like a little bluey... Well, I thought I had two of those, and now I realize I only used one of the little bluey purpley ones. And I was really trying to avoid purple because there really isn't, that's not in the mood board of the colors, but I tried to pull in the other butterflies. And I really initially wasn't even going to use real flowers because I have the flowers in the pattern, but I'll end up pulling in some flowers in a minute. Here's my buttons. I got white, blue, and kind of that pinky coral. And I'm going to kind of create this diagonal, basically. Again, if you've watched me for any length of time, you know I love a diagonal design. So that's kind of what I end up with here. Just, I don't know. That's just kind of my thing. I also love grids, so I can't say diagonal's my only favorite. But this is kind of the direction I tend to go. So I'm kind of just organizing the buttons all around. And then I'm going to end up pulling out, I think, the flowers. Oh, I found this little thing that says remember. And I think it looks kind of neat. It looks like it's multi-stamped or something. But it's actually a piece of ephemera from something. I'm looking at a couple other pieces of things I got over there. And I decided against those. They don't look like they're going to be, they don't really go. So I happened to glance over and I saw my little Prima flowers here. And I had a couple that are going to go. So there's some yellow ones. And then there's like a little green one. I did have a hot pink, but I didn't think that went too well, so I decided not to use it. And then there was like a brownish one, but I didn't use that one either. So I'm going to put these kind of, again, in my little diagonal. I'm going to ultimately end up using some of my, like, glossy accent style stuff to attach the flowers and the buttons, actually. I had to use something a little bit, I don't know, wet glue might have worked, but on top of this embossing stuff, I wasn't certain. It's tricky to glue on top of the embossing powder. You have to have some pretty good adhesive. Definitely a tape runner doesn't work. Some of the wet glues, I think, work pretty good. I did end up using my Nuvo glue on one flower because I kept trying to use the glossy accent stuff, and it just wasn't working too well, so I ended up with a little bit of Nuvo glue. And let's see, I ended up pulling out some sticker words. I don't think I've done that yet. Have I done that yet? I stick it initially underneath the photo. It says, hey, sunshine. I'll stick it initially underneath the photo. That is not going to stick. That really definitely was not going to stick to the embossing powder. So I'll end up moving it. And then a little bit later on toward the very end, I'll add 2 additional little tiny black sticker letter words. And one says lovely and one says beauty. And they're basically going to create my diagonal. So there we go, you guys. This video, I know I nattered a lot in the front of it. Most of it I did off camera because it just took me so long with that embossing powder and that stitching. The rest of it wasn't too terribly difficult, but anyway, that's my layout, you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you go check out Tara. She does a ton of hops. She's a great, talented scrapbooker, so please make sure you give her some love. And of course, if I'm smart enough to figure out her playlist there, I'll have the other players along as well. So you guys have a great day. Bye.